What's good, y'all? What's up?
up?
The RoloRome cast live, y'all.
Yeah, first time.
Live in this bitch. Yes, sir. Cheers to that.
Let's go.
Alright, so, our first ever live in-person episode. And, first of all, since we're both from Pennsylvania, I just want to say, and you can tell me first, Rolls, and then I will tell you, what was your life like the last time that the Phillies were in the postseason? In 2011.
I was 11. I was
Yeah.
playing Skyrim. Probably not even paying attention. I mean, except for once they hit there.
Uh-huh.
But, no, it's definitely... I was playing Skyrim and Halo Reach. I'll tell you that. I know that. That's one thing for sure.
I was playing, like, the early stages of, like, like Minecraft. And I was just, like, chilling, looking at my, like, Pokemon cards. And now we have beards and we have long hair.
Right.
And, dude, the Phillies took so long to get back into the postseason.
I know.
And it's a totally different team. And it feels weird. Like,
It took almost as long as my Call of Duty updates do.
Nah, but, like, it took so long. Like, we lived whole lives during that time.
Yeah.
We've had, girlfriends, and we graduated from middle school. No, sorry. Last time that the Phillies were in the playoffs, we graduated from elementary, middle, and high school, and I'm about halfway through college. That's crazy how long it's been.
Right.
Like, and I just wish that, like, we had gotten one more title out of that old crew, but you know what? It is what it is. Bryce Harper is the man.
Exactly.
And so, without further ado, I want to start with Andor. First of all, if you want to break it down episode by, episode,
We can do that.
we can, but before we do that, spoilers, just skip this part.
Yeah.
If you don't want to see, we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
The Starkiller suit. Oh my god, bro.
That was dope.
So,
there's a lot in that room.
is he canon now?
I don't think so, because there's also... You can also see Indiana Jones's whip frozen in carbonite.
Yeah.
And there's like a couple other references and things like that, which I don't technically think are just confirmation. I mean, the Rakata are now canon, because he goes, this is a Rakatan Kyber crystal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome, because they're crazy. They're, like, really crazy. And, like, bigger than the Empire. Like, they were destroying empires back thousands of years before Andor. So I think that's pretty cool that they're canon again. And then, what else do we have? Yeah, there's the Starkiller suit. There's Plo Koon's mask.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things.
I was really shocked to see Indy's whip in there, though. Like,
Yeah, that was cool. I think that was just somebody from the prop department was just like, I'm gonna go and like just make a little nod.
yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
But that's got people talking, though, like, will he be in, like, future stuff? Starkiller. And I mean, like,
Yeah.
I definitely think that
I think that's
it's
been
possible.
people talking about that since before the sequel trilogy ended, to be honest.
True, but, like, where's the room for him, though? Because, like, there is an established canon, and there's, established movies and shows. Like, where would he fit? It's kind of like we talked about it on a previous episode.
He
like,
would have to be Mando timeline at this point.
yeah.
They fit too many EU characters. I mean, Thrawn on his own is enough. Like, no more EU characters in that time period that are that big. Like, you can't throw Starkiller in at the same time as Thrawn and not have some sort of complication somewhere. Because then how did the Empire lose?
Right. Yeah, right.
But if those two were together, they would have beat him. I mean,
Right.
Luckily Starkiller does go to the light side. I guess you could argue you could fit him in somewhere. But then you'd have to make... You can't really do it without it being exactly like Force Unleashed. You'd have to make it almost exactly like it. You'd have to have a reason for him to go from being a Sith to a Jedi.
Well, they could do the same plot as the game, but it would take too long in show form, I feel like.
No, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did it in animated form.
That was... Shout out to my younger brother who also helps me to, like, edit videos. He actually said if it was in, like, a Clone Wars-esque show,
Yeah.
that'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Played by, like, Sam, like, Witwer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if they ever do him in live action, it better be Sam Witwer.
Yeah. Or if they do him, like, if it's just, like, a voice acting, like, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got to look, he looks exactly like Sam Witwer, so it has to be him. And he's a good actor. He would do it, I think.
Yeah.
I think Star Wars Theory asked him that before. Because he had him on a podcast. I don't know if you ever seen that.
I didn't see that,
There's a whole interview with Sam Witwer on Star Wars Theory's podcast. It's really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like, I mean, if you just look up, Theory and Sam Witwer, I'm sure you'll find the video. It's like an hour-long interview.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Very interesting.
Well, so, having Starkiller, like, be in the, like, established canon, I don't know where that would fit. That'd be cool. I just don't know where it would fit in the universe because, like, there's so much shit to, like...
He could be, like... Well, at the same time, part of me's like, Ezra kind of fills that role in a way.
True.
Because he's another Jedi that's out there who would be around during Mando, which we know he's coming at some point. He's been cast already.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And he's probably going to be on the Ahsoka show as well.
Exactly. How much of him is in the Ahsoka show, I don't know, but I think they're going to start gunning for a season 2 of Ahsoka. So part of me's like, okay, they might just full on, like, I don't know, like, make Ezra that new character that's just, he's gonna be that Luke Skywalker shot, from like The Force Awakens. Like, we're gonna get to the last episode of season 1 of Ahsoka, and he's gonna be like there, or maybe like the second to last episode, and he'll be in the last one. That's what I think. Yeah, because she's looking for him, and I want to see Thrawn really bad. That's my boy, and they better not make him a villain because he's really like not.
So
he's like he's an idealist.
Yeah, kind of like Count Dooku. Which will
political idealist.
We will get to him later, but if Thrawn's gonna be in live action, I want Christian Bale. I know it's not gonna happen.
No, I remember seeing pictures of that years ago. I thought that was good, but Lars Mikkelsen, who voices him in Rebels, does a really good job. And if they're gonna make him the live action Thrawn, I think I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Mads either.
No, but Mads is already in Star Wars.
True.
Because he's Jin's dad, so...
Yeah. So, I feel like Andor, like, y'all who say that it's, like, boring, it's really interesting, and I think that what y'all don't understand is that it's like what Roland and I were, like, talking about off of camera. They have to establish plot. They have to, like, establish stuff. Like, they're not just gonna get to, like, the climax in episode 4 when there's, a 12-episode series. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Well,
I do, however, after watching, all 5 episodes, he's seen 4, 5.
Yeah, I've seen 4.
After watching all 5 episodes, I do see why people say that because it's certainly not like The Mandalorian. It's not getting right into the action, and like there's some episodes that don't really have any, if any at all. Like, so I definitely think that those arguments are valid.
Yeah.
I just personally, I gotta watch the whole thing. I just have to.
I feel like it's gonna get like really like.
I think after this episode, that's when it's really gonna take off. Like after episode 6, then we'll see. But the latter half of the season after 6 needs to be like really good.
Yeah, it
needs to be really good because otherwise people are gonna hop off.
And I can't have what happened with Kenobi happen to this show.
Well, at the same time, like, now I know they're completely different, but you look at House of the Dragon. There's some episodes that don't really have action whatsoever, and everybody's gripped. I'm on the edge of my seat the whole time watching it. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of scenes in Andor that, I'm not. But at the same time, I mean, I'm biased a little bit because I just love Cassian as a character. I really just liked him since Rogue One. I think he's dope. Mm-hmm. But then, at the same time, there's some scenes that I'm like, yeah, this could be cut. Like, we don't really need that. We don't need this.
Yeah.
These different parts here. And the one thing I can say, though, is visually, it looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It looks absolutely awesome.
The shots are like incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the benefit of not using the volume.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of not using the volume.
Right.
Because if you use the volume, you don't get... Everything ends up looking like...
It doesn't look bad, but if
it looks smaller.
If
Kenobi, to me, looked very small at times.
Yeah.
Except for when they were literally outside. Like, when they were using the volume. And, I don't know, I hope... I just think... Does Andor look like Mando? No.
No.
Like, visually, no. And I think both benefit from what they do, but both should combine each other's things. But I think Andor, at the moment, visually is my favorite thing that they've put out.
Yeah.
Like, not to say that Mandalorian has bad visuals.
No.
It looks immaculate.
Kenobi had some pretty good shots, too. But, like, I personally... I'm not a fan of making, like, computer-generated backgrounds.
Here's the thing. Andor looks more real.
Yeah.
It just looks more real.
Yeah.
In general. Like, to your eyes. Like, it's impossible for them to replicate that.
Right.
Scientifically. But
well, because I feel like that's, like, natural, too. Because, like, you can fake bird calls. You can fake, like, the way the trees look. But if you're, like, in the real thing, then you can get the sense that, like, oh, like, look, that's, a real tree. You can hear some real birds.
Right.
Like nothing beats that. So.
Real water running, that's not fake.
Right, yeah. Like, when it's fake, you can tell when it's fake.
Yeah.
Like these, and nothing wrong with it, but, like, these, like, blockbuster movies, like, dude, the MCU, CGI out the ass.
Yeah.
But, like I said, there's nothing really wrong with that. But, like, if you can do something real, it looks so much better. And then us, as viewers, think that it's so much better.
See, now, we'll talk about this later as well, but something that has to do with that is, look at Rings of Power, whether you like it or not, the way it looks, and then look at the original Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at The Hobbit, and then look at the original Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
The original trilogy, which is what I'm calling it now, because kind of is for Lord of the Rings. So, Peter Jackson, pretty much everything was outdoors unless they really needed to use CGI. And even when they did, they had, like, Gollum was, like, just, Andy Serkis in a suit.
Yeah.
A mocap suit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they had to, like, superimpose things in, they would do it in post. So everything was outdoors. They didn't really shoot on a set that much. Only a couple times for, like, Rivendell and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
the Lord of the Rings looks really, really good, right?
That's why it looks extremely better to me than Rings of Power does, because Rings of Power you can see all the CGI and whatnot. Even Game of Thrones shoots outside, and House of the Dragon shoots outside.
Yeah. And
it looks good. Like,
I mean, like,
not that I'm, like, against CGI. Like, Avatar looks as one of the best movies visually ever, which I want to talk about that too.
I'm hyped for that second movie.
Yeah. Let's finish up Andor first.
Yeah, but I personally like Cassian. I think he's a really good character, and it started out slow, but I certainly hope that, the show just starts to, like, take off within the next, like, 2 or 3 episodes. And just, before we get into Avatar, I
do want to say something more about Andor.
Okay.
The acting is good.
Yes.
The acting is really good.
Yes,
and
for sure.
I feel as though the Mon Mothma scenes with her husband are very, very much influenced by, like, the tension you feel between, like, spouses in Game of Thrones and things like that. People that are, like, you can tell it's a forced marriage. They don't really like each other, but they have to be in it. It's like, yeah, okay, this is very... I don't know, I'm getting very slight Game of Thrones vibes there.
Yeah, but they certainly know how to pick really, really good actors, the people that are in charge of, like, Star Wars now. Like, they pick really, really solid actors.
Yeah, Dave and John.
Yeah. That was actually what I was gonna say. I wanted to talk about Dave because I've seen it, but my family is watching through The Last Airbender, and Dave was
one of the best shows ever made.
Dave wrote the key episodes, and they are fascinated by the way that he tells a story. Dave Filoni, if you ever see this, you are a gem, and you, with what you did with Avatar, and then also with Mando, and what you're gonna do with Ahsoka, I already know that show's about to bang. You have this talent
to just understand Star Wars perfectly.
Just how to tell stories. You're just really, really good at it. One of my favorite episodes of any show ever was The Last Airbender, a kids show from season 2. Zuko alone. Filoni.
Zuko alone, bro.
Yeah.
Episode is so damn good.
Yeah. And so...
It's the only episode in the entire series that doesn't have any of the main characters except for Zuko in it.
Right.
Nobody else is in it.
Yeah. And, you can call it filler, but it's
not filler at all.
No.
Not for his character, it's not.
No.
It's straight up hard. They take his character really far in that 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You see a different side of Zuko that you don't really see.
Well, you see that he's actually, a good person. Which was something that wasn't always
Yeah, you're kind of getting that before, but then you really see it, and then you see how what happens at the end of that affects him.
Yeah.
Makes him feel.
And I because Avatar didn't always do it, which makes it more impactful. I like when people do flashbacks when it's not all the time.
Right.
If you show it once every 3 or 4 episodes, and it's just to further the plot, that's fine. But if it's constant, I don't like it. But
exactly.
But in that one episode, going back from current Zuko to younger Zuko, it makes so much more sense.
True.
And you see how insane Azula is, and then you see how Ozai turned into the Fire Lord.
They have that really cool fight where they all kind of join up to fight Azula.
That was actually after that.
No, wasn't that when she shot Iroh?
That
was after Zuko alone, but that was when she shot Iroh.
Yes, yeah. And she's also the only bender that can bend blue fire, which is actually really cool.
I don't know if she's the only one.
She's the only one that we have ever seen.
We've seen, but there's gotta be I feel like maybe her grandmother could do it or something.
Well, hers
is hotter.
Yeah. Filoni though, he knows how to write stories. He has a
hell yeah. Yeah, he does. Really well.
And something that my brother pointed out is that he tends to write loner characters very, very well, as we've seen with Mando, which is why.
Well, that's mostly Dave. I mean John, but Dave's in there too. But I think it's John's show is Mando. That's the one he got hired for.
Yeah.
At least season 1 was.
I'm sure that Dave though has some parts of it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, did you watch any of the galleries? Where it shows all the directors sitting at a table. That's what they do all the time for the whole season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the whole unless Dave and John are chilling with themselves, just coming up with certain things. You know what I mean? But they all sit around and kind of do it together. But it's John's show mostly, but Dave is also a big writer on it.
Is Dave going to be more in charge of Ahsoka?
He's completely in charge of Ahsoka.
All right.
That's his show.
Cool.
He's completely in charge of Ahsoka.
Is John going to be on that show too?
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he will. John and him have been friends since Clone Wars days.
Mm-hmm.
Because he played Pre-Vizsla.
I forgot that Filoni was also part of Clone Wars as well.
He created Clone Wars.
Yeah.
With George, yeah.
Yeah. But
Bad Batch, dude.
Yeah.
He's a busy man. And now he's head creative director.
But I just wish I wish he could have helped with the sequels, but
he did a little bit. as much as he could, but
he probably wrote all of the like good parts.
I mean, he gave like lore advice and stuff.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, that's what I heard. I can't be positive on that because obviously I wasn't there. But
Right.
from the reports I heard, he gave lore knowledge to people and whatnot. It was ultimately Disney's fault, and I know everybody wants to blame Kathleen Kennedy, and I do blame her for a lot of things, but I can't prove that it's completely her fault. Could have been Disney executives, could have been Bob Iger, could have been directors not being treated well, but there is a history at Lucasfilm recently, for the past couple of years, of directors jumping out because they feel as though that they had no control, and they were like, why are we even here?
That's actually kind of a problem that...
It absolutely is, because then it ruins the content. Nor do they want to listen to us, for the most part.
They don't care about us.
And at the same time, well, they will, because it's starting to hurt their pockets.
Yeah.
They'll start listening. But they do and they don't. It's interesting. There's a lot of people there that do, like Dave and John. There's a lot of people there that don't.
Mm-hmm.
And what they should have done was stuck with one director for the whole sequel trilogy and called it a day.
I don't know about you, but personally, I would have stuck with Ryan just so that Palpatine didn't get brought back. Like...
Yeah. At the same time, I would have stuck with Colin Trevorrow's script.
Yes.
The last movie was going to be called Duel of the Fates.
Or...
after the best song in all of Star Wars. The best battle song.
Or I would have just done George's. But...
Well, they should have just done that from the start. They should have gotten a director and then just done George's trilogy that he gave them the drafts for.
Right. Like, they didn't
Luke Skywalker versus Darth Maul would be sick. I'm not, like, who wouldn't want to see that?
Like, that would have sold billions of tickets.
And Darth Talon.
Right.
Darth Talon.
No, but, like, my,
Shout out to anybody who knows who Darth Talon is.
My, like, point is, though, is that George wrote them a whole, like, he wrote them 3 movies, and then they just, like, threw it out, and it was, like...
And then JJ gave Ryan his idea for episode 8, and then Ryan threw it out.
Well, to be fair, though...
And then Colin Trevorrow quit because he literally... His NDA's up, or something like that, and he literally said, like, yeah, like, they didn't want to do the same thing that I wanted to do for Star Wars, so... He's like, I thought I was pretty good. Then that's when the scripts leaked. And they were good, man. They were good. Like, Hux had, like, Palpatine's old lightsaber as his weapon, even though he didn't have the Force. And, like, they went to Mortis from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And, like, there would be this rebellion on Coruscant where it was, like, the people rebelling against the First Order. Man, that sounds so cool.
Well...
Finn would send out a Jedi, like, they would go to the Jedi Temple, and Finn was supposed to send out, like, a signal, just like Obi-Wan.
Yo!
To, like, the whole rebellion across the galaxy, and that's how they got the signal out.
That would have been awesome.
Right?
Nah, but... Okay, first of all, before we get into the bigger problem...
And I'm pretty sure Kylo turned good.
Before we get into the bigger problem, I just want to say... If they had kept what Rian Johnson did, because there was some stuff in the, Last Jedi that I personally didn't like, but there was stuff that I loved.
Well, cinematography, it's the best looking of all 3 of them, because guess what? They filmed on location a lot of the times, like, actually out, not on sets. The Last Jedi, the one thing you can't say is bad is visually it looks really good.
It's a really good looking movie.
It looks better than the Rise of Skywalker CGI ass. CGI had their ass, man.
Nah, but and there were some good story bits, and I like it that Rey was kind of like a nope. It was up to interpretation what her whole origin was. I like that better than J.J. Abrams coming back in and just saying that she was a Palpatine.
If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna somehow do that, then why don't you just use what's already in the EU?
Right.
Why do you have to make it different?
Right. Yeah.
Why don't you just use the fact that Palpatine had a son at one point in the EU? Like you could change it up a little bit because it was weird in the EU too.
I mean, technically, Anakin is his son though too.
Yeah, that's a whole.
which
it's
makes
like confirmed but not confirmed, but like
which makes Luke
not
his
in
grandson.
the way that you think.
Yeah.
Not in the way that you think.
Which makes Luke his grandson.
But like Darth Plagueis would like mess with life and things like that, and try to create life. And remember they had said that like the Force answered back with Anakin because Plagueis and Palpatine were trying to create a dark side child or whatever.
Yeah. So
But
do you think then that the Rise of Skywalker had no business having Palpatine in it?
yes.
Yeah. Because like I love Palpatine, but I didn't want him there either. It should have just focused on Kylo Ren, and the one error that I think that Ryan Johnson made.
Killing Snoke.
Yes, yeah, he should not have killed Snoke. Snoke should have been the main villain the whole time.
Or they literally mention in one of the books, like one of the visual dictionaries, that Snoke has 2 apprentices. One's Kylo and one's somebody else.
Yeah.
Where'd the other guy go?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Where is he?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Where is he?
So, don't they mention it in the first movie? Or in the second movie? I think it's mentioned
They don't mention it directly. But they mention it in a book.
Oh. Well, nah, but...
In a novel.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
They forgot about him. Like, JJ forgot he made that a thing, I guess. I don't know.
And then, I wish that, like, the Knights of Ren had also been used more, too.
I wish the Knights of Ren weren't useless. They literally just died. Like, the first time you see them really, really fight, they just get their asses kicked. By Kylo Ren just single-handedly...
And...
Come on, man.
Their only
See, I know, I got him right up there, Kylo Ren, but that's because it's a comfy blanket. And also, that's the only actor that I think... I kept watching for Kylo Ren, that's it.
I liked Daisy Ridley, too.
No,
but...
I feel bad for Daisy Ridley because she got given a crappy script.
Yeah.
And they, did Kylo really well, in my opinion. And maybe that's because I'm biased to Adam Driver's acting.
Yes.
Because that's what drew me into his character. Same with Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for John Boyega and Daisy Ridley.
And I feel bad for Mark Hamill, too.
Kelly Marie Tran, absolutely Mark Hamill.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher. They all got, weird scripts that didn't really do their characters much justice.
And...
I mean, Han Solo, give or take, except for... for that.
No, but Adam Driver's acting when Ben...
That's what stole the show, man.
When, Ben was, talking to Han, that scene still makes me cry.
Oh, and Ian McDiarmid coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want Palpatine there, but it's always good to see Ian McDiarmid acting.
Of course. That's why at the end of, Kenobi, in
2 seconds.
Yeah, but, the fact that he was there. But, nah, I feel like...
Bro, he recorded that in, 30 minutes, in one day. They were like, yo, you want to come down to the studio real quick? And he was like, yo, I got you.
Man's definitely got a cool, $35 million just to, be in that, just being,
Probably.
Just being, a 30-second clip.
Bro, knowing him, he might have done it for free.
It's possible.
He's super nice, dude. He's super down to earth. He just likes being back in Star Wars.
Roland actually got to meet him, right?
Yeah, I met him. He's really cool. Met him and Hayden Christensen. So I met...
That's awesome.
Vader and Palpy. Papa Pops.
So... I just wish that, the sequels had been, more thought out. But I think... Is it fair to say that the only thing that they had to plan for was, Kylo's arc? I think that they had something planned with that.
Oh, I really liked what... Like I said, I know some people don't like the script that we saw for Colin Trevorrow, but for anybody who doesn't know, he's the one who has done the Jurassic World movies, and he's done other ones, but...
He did a pretty good job on them, too.
Personally, I really liked the way that something's gonna happen right in the beginning of 9, that either, I forget, someone dies or someone gets captured or something, Rey snaps and ends up like killing people, and then or something like that, or like she like ends up having really like Anakin like dark side tendencies, like with the Tuscans. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, little time skip, little jump a little bit. She's like actually like kind of gonna be on the dark side, kind of sort of. Whereas Kylo is reverting because of things that happened for him in the beginning of this movie, and then there's a little time skippy thingy, if I believe correctly, as if I'm remembering this correctly. But then it would be like Kylo finding them, going, "I want to join. Screw this. I'm helping you guys." That's where this second apprentice would come in and take his spot, but be the new emperor type guy.
Okay.
Like, putting Hux where to go, be like a hard ass.
Uh-huh.
That's where he comes in. So then Kylo is with the Resistance. He's like, "Where's Rey?" They're like, "Oh, we don't know. We can't find her." Kylo goes to find her, and at this point, she's dark side.
Why did they just do that?
And then he has to bring her back to the light, which he does eventually.
Why did they
And
just
then
do that?
then there's this big war on Coruscant, where this huge rebellion uprising happens, like from the underground, and like all the like the crime syndicates and all that other stuff like join with the rebellions, and then like I said, Finn like sends like a message out through the Jedi Temple to like the whole galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody come. You know, they end up fighting these two dudes. Hux has like seppuku and like kills himself with Palpatine's lightsaber because he knows they're gonna lose.
That's awesome.
Because he's like the new like emperor type figure, kind of like, well, like not emperor, but like the one in charge. Like he'd be like the president, but really the Sith Lord dude is in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like apparently, like I don't know, like it was gonna be. It just sounded cool. Like it sounded a lot cooler than. It was gonna end with them like creating a new Jedi Order between like Kylo and Rey, and like Finn has the Force, and they end up finding out Pel has the Force, and like cool stuff.
See, here is the issue. Disney only cares about money. And
If they only cared about money, they would have done something that cool.
Well,
Like,
no, like they only care about money, and they think that they know it all.
it would have been a long movie,
They
like
could
Lord of the Rings length type movie.
they could have just like split it into 2 parts.
I would have been kind of sort of okay with that, but if I would also be okay with it being like 4 hours long,
Yeah,
or like 3.5 hours long, then like or you know like 3 hours long, drop an extended cut, make it 4.5 hours long, just like
Right.
Peter Jackson did.
right. Nah, but like the thing about that is though, is that like the problem is, so we both saw Thor, and it was not as good as Ragnarok was, because Disney has started to interfere. They don't want.
Taika's Star Wars movie, I'm kind of worried about.
Yeah, they don't want directors to veer too far out of the mainstream, because they're worried that like what they like put out won't be mainstream. But the mainstream, us, we like stuff that's out of the ordinary. We don't like stuff that's all cookie cutter. Like, if I'm being honest, the 4th Thor was just like not funny, whereas Ragnarok was funny because it was so odd and so like.
But it wasn't overly funny in Ragnarok. In this one, it was just like they purposely were like,
They try to make it funny.
"Don't you find this funny? You're
Yeah.
supposed to laugh now, clap." Like,
Yeah.
same thing with She-Hulk. I don't even watch it.
No.
Like, I can't. I've seen too many clips. And I'm like, it's not funny. It
And
just doesn't. It doesn't make me. And I got nothing against like. I actually feel bad for Tatiana Maslany, who's playing the actress, because
Yeah.
I'm like, she's actually not that bad of an actress. It's
No.
just her script is like not that good.
And
Like, even huge Marvel fans I know are like, I've watched everything else. I've liked it. I just don't like She-Hulk.
and for like comic fans, we wanted She-Hulk to be good.
Yeah, Jennifer Walters is a really good character in the comics. I have some of her comics over there in a box. Like,
We wanted She-Hulk to be good. So like we're not saying
yeah,
this.
I thought that was the one that was going to be really good.
But like there are some people that are saying that like. If you don't like the show, you're sexist. But
You're toxic.
But like no, it's not that. We wanted this character to be good because we love her as as a character. It's that's like the whole thing is that like, and me as someone who is woke, I know when you're trying to pander. I'm not stupid.
You gotta call out your own, because I would definitely say that I'm not so far what you would call woke in a general sense. I guess I like my stories to stick to. Yeah, I know everybody on Twitter tries to make this sound toxic, but like stick to the lore when you can, change it up when you can.
Yeah.
Change it when you can, but stick to it when it's something that's set in stone.
Yeah.
And like, I would disagree on a lot of like people's points on how that doesn't matter, because there's a lot of things that like people hold dear to them that you can't just step in there and change all of a sudden. Like, you're not gonna go into Dragon Ball and change everybody. Like, you're not gonna like go. Oh well, like go.
They started to though.
Well, no, I mean like in an extreme way.
Oh
like,
well,
you're
yeah.
not gonna like. Not to be like as controversial, but you're not gonna like switch someone's gender around,
right?
Like someone,
or
like
you're not gonna
character, because that's established.
You're not gonna make Goku LGBTQ. That's just like.
I mean, you could, and it really wouldn't change the character.
Right? Yeah. No.
But they're not gonna do it.
No.
So
no.
The reason that they don't want to get into that stuff, and like, well, they do get into that stuff with certain other characters, though.
Right.
And it's like.
But that's fine to tackle, though. Like, that's fine to tackle. But like.
At the same time, I've seen a lot of people on those side of things, like yourself, that I know, that are like, yo, why don't you just make a character that's new and can be that? Like, I like this character this way, but make a new one.
Right.
But that's because they're creatively bankrupt. They don't have there's like barely any new characters coming out these days and things, like, if you look at comics and whatnot. That's why so many people have turned to anime instead of reading comic books. Or anime and manga, my bad, manga.
I'm crazy because I still read comic books.
No.
I got Batman here.
I still read comic books too, but the new ones just they don't feel the same.
No.
I mean, the X-Men had like 3 or 4 issues where they were just having dinner.
Yeah.
Like, that's different than when I pick up, Attack on Titan and I see what I'm watching in there, or reading there, and I'm reading Bleach, and I'm reading Chainsaw Man, and all these different anime, or Jesus, this manga that are like completely different. But that's why I've even seen big comic nerds that I follow on social media or follow on YouTube, Twitter, things like that, and they're all like, yeah, a lot of us are kind of, reading this manga now or watching that anime.
Right.
Or, checking this stuff out because we're just bored with the way the comics are right now.
And, like, it's not to... We want to make it clear, just, like, we have nothing against LGBTQ or, women or nothing.
No, not the slightest.
But I just want to say, I personally love the character Batwoman, and I love her comics. Her show is ass because all she talks about is how she's gay and how she is a woman. Like, we know that. Move on. Like, that's like,
she was gay in the comics as well.
Right, but they like,
I didn't watch the show, so I can't speak on it.
She would like. In the comics, she would, go on dates, but it wasn't like she was in her head constantly thinking or, like, talking to people like, oh, did you know that I'm gay? Like, she didn't do that. She didn't say that. Whereas, like, in her show, she did. And, like, it's a shame because I wanted Batwoman to be the, like, amazing show. But it just wasn't.
Yeah, they canceled the hell out of that movie.
Well, no. They also canceled They also canceled They canceled.
Oh, it's Batgirl.
They canceled Batgirl.
That's what it was.
They They still haven't canceled Flash yet, which I'm like shocked
I'm
about.
shocked about that. I don't even watch the DC movies as much. I just watch Batman.
Uh-huh.
Like, Robert Pattinson killed it. But, like, I can't believe that. I just know about this through the grapevine, and I get my information from, certain YouTubers and stuff when they talk about it. But Ezra Miller is a nut, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's not in jail.
I don't know
Bro,
how.
he's grooming kids and stuff in Montana.
I don't know how. Dude, he has a whole freaking cult. Same with, like...
From what we've heard.
Same with, like, Jared Leto as well.
From what has been alleged. We don't have actual proof of that.
Right.
In my opinion. It's from my knowledge.
Even so, though, the controversy around this movie, I think, warrants it being canceled. Or, at the very least, getting a new actor. And it's a shame because they brought Michael Keaton back, and now he's not going to get to make his grand, comeback, which sucks. But
He's in Marvel now. He's fine.
It's true.
He's Spider-Man's, like, vulture, so.
Yeah. But I just, as someone who's also a mega Flash fan, it sucks because out of my own morals, I'm not gonna watch Flash because of everything that, like, Ezra Miller's done.
I'm not gonna support that.
No. And it's like, I mean,
I probably wouldn't have seen it anyway, not gonna lie, but...
No.
Now I'm definitely not gonna see it.
But...
like, he could have asked me to go, and I'd be like, yeah, sure. I'll go see it. But, like, now, I'd be like, no.
No. Well, no. Now, I wouldn't ask you because now I'm not gonna see it either.
Yeah, fuck that.
And,
Movie looks bond. Movie didn't look good anyway. We're only seeing it for Michael Keaton. No, I'm kidding. It got kinda alright.
Nah, but, like... I feel like
It's a movie with two Ezra Millers. It's not even just one. There's two Ezra Millers.
No,
It's him 2 different times.
No, so, actually, there's the movie Flash, and then there's the show Flash.
But then there's Ezra Miller a third time.
There's
3.
Yeah. There were 3 Flashes, but one is Grant Gustin, who I personally think would be the better choice instead of Ezra Miller, but they're not going to do that.
Ezra Miller's a weirdo, though, dude. Even before all this, he was a little bit of a weirdo. You could tell there was something off about that dude. And sometimes in his interviews, I'm like, you're on drugs.
Well...
I could tell. You're on drugs.
And it's like how they didn't take Amber Heard out of the second Aquaman movie. Like...
DC's just... like...
Disney? DC? Anime? Woo!
Yeah, literally.
Like... Nah, but... So, like...
Yeah. Anime is just gonna...
Speaking of things that are, like, going up, the sequel to Avatar...
Yeah.
The, blue people comes out in what, like...
December?
Bro.
It's like Christmas time, I think.
That first movie was awesome.
Yeah.
Like...
It was really... That movie was like... I could watch that. I know some people don't like it, but I literally could watch that movie. I saw that when I was like 9. I was probably a little bit too young. But, like, I saw that when I was like 9.
I saw The Dark Knight when I was like 7.
That's true. But... I could throw that on my TV... And I could watch that, like, over and over.
Right.
It's just fun. It's like one of those movies I could just keep watching over and over and over again. Like, I'll watch it one night, and the next time I'll be like, I need something to put on. Like, I've seen everything else. I'll just toss Avatar on. It's like Lord of the Rings. Like, I'll throw Lord of the Rings on whenever.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, Star Wars, like, most Star Wars movies, whenever. Most of them. You know what I mean?
I can always watch the Revenge of the Sith and never ever have
That's true. I could watch Revenge of the Sith and then just restart it. like right after. Well, I do that with Lord of the Rings. I've done that with Lord of the Rings.
Really?
I've put on a Lord of the Rings movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, watch the next one now. Like, I just, like, have them on throughout the day. I'm going to put the other one on, the third one on. Oh, it's over. What am I going to do? Just put the first one on again. Just have it on while I'm doing stuff.
Well, but, I mean, like, So Jake Gyllenhaal does a really good job in those. So, and then the trailer came out, and I'm kind of a little bit excited to see like what happens, but it looks like they're gonna be like under like water in this new like movie. So I'm kind of hyped.
And which one? Aquaman?
No, I'm talking about
Avatar.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal's not in that.
Who plays
I'm talking about the guy Jake Sully.
Oh yeah.
No, I forget his name.
Jake Gyllenhaal
is not in it. No.
Right.
Yeah,
no.
So
I'm sorry.
You confused me for a second there. I was like, what are you talking about? But no. So this second movie.
I didn't sleep, y'all. I'm sorry.
It's the first movie to, from what I've heard, from reports from like Hollywood Reporter and stuff like that. This is the first movie to ever use underwater motion capture. So, I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of like underwater coast like stuff.
I wonder if they moved their whole planet underwater because of.
I don't think so. I think they're just at a different part. I think they're just in a different location, and the humans are gonna show up. Like obviously, the humans are in it. So
yeah, and if they can capitalize off of the way that they like ended the first movie, that'd be pretty cool.
Pretty sure they're working on a third one too.
I think they want to make like 4 of them.
No, there's gonna be 5.
5?
5.
Bro, speaking of, do you know something crazy?
I think it's all gonna be different locations across the planet.
There's gonna be 6 Kung Fu Panda movies. 6 of them.
Making 2. I'm thinking like, isn't there only 3 out?
Yeah.
So they're making 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jack Black's really into it, I guess.
I know that. Like, you know, Jack Black's gonna come back for the 4th one.
Jack Black's gonna come back, man.
And do you know who I saw might be playing the main villain of the 4th Kung Fu Panda?
Is it Danny DeVito?
No.
Damn.
Eminem will be voice acting in Kung Fu Panda.
That's not a joke.
That's actually like rumored. Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be so funny.
He's good at voice acting.
That would be so funny. But he hasn't been in anything since like, you know, 8 Mile. So like it would be like 22 years.
No, he was in the Interview.
For like 2 seconds. And he played himself.
Yeah. He's still acting. What did you think he was telling the truth? Is that what he was saying? Like,
well, actually, there are some people who because he was playing himself have thought that like he was actually saying that he was gay, which no, but
it's a movie, like
right, nah, but Kung Fu Panda 4 is gonna like slap though, but like I don't know, they kind of seem like there's not much to do left with that series. It's kind of like, but as long as like you know,
what kind of animal would Eminem be? Is he like a snake?
Low key, like a snake or like a rhino or something.
No, not a rhino.
I see him as like a lion too. That'd be cool. But so
I don't know what I see him as.
So have you been like keeping up with any of the new games coming out? Like,
nope.
No?
I'm just hyped for Jedi Fallen Order and MW2.
Yeah.
Really, I guess Assassin's Creed. I don't even know when it drops though.
So
Assassin's Creed looks cool because like Altair times.
Oh yeah.
Like it looks like Altair type beat.
Mirage, right? Is that what it's called?
That's something like that.
So here's the thing. This might not matter much to you, but it matters to me. You know how certain games win like game of the like year?
Yeah.
Okay. So
what do you think Game of the Year is going to be?
Well, so I'm telling you what I think it should be, and then I'm going to tell you what I think they're going to do at the very, very last minute. It should be Elden Ring, because that's a really good game. But God of War, if you look at the nominees, it's not even out yet, but it's in first place. And it's not even
God
out.
of War is going to drop right before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So it's literally God of War and Elden Ring.
And then...
Which, honestly, if God of War slaps, give it to God of War, because that game is... The last one was good. I didn't play the last one, so I have an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Although I played it at people's houses.
I pre-ordered the new game. It's gonna... I hope it slaps.
It's gonna slap.
I hope so.
Dude, Rick and Morty play that too.
Nah, but I think that it'll be good, but I don't know why they already put it in first place when literally Elden Ring's been out for like 5 or 6 months now. Like,
Bots.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Elden Ring should win, but unless God of War just like...
Yeah, I need to get Elden Ring still. I played it at Tom's house, but...
Word? Nah, dude.
I'm a huge Dark Souls fan, so...
Well, so... What's your favorite Dark Souls? Mine's 2.
1 or 3.
1 or 3?
Yeah, probably.
You only 2?
I've beat 3 so many times, dude. I just like certain boss fights a lot.
Yeah, I feel you.
But then 2 is like, yeah, 2's good.
I
have the armor from 2 and on my character.
See, I think for some reason I just like 2s of games because I like Halo 2 better than I like 3.
Campaign wise or like story wise or gameplay wise?
I think gameplay
wise, I kind of agree with you because I like Halo 2's gameplay like a lot. It was like the best multiplayer I've ever played.
Halo 3 has a better story though, for sure.
I don't know.
That final Warthog run. I mean...
Yeah, but Halo 2 is the first time you ever got to play as an elite.
That's true.
As the Arbiter.
And then everyone always...
And you could dual wield.
Yeah.
You could dual wield in 3 too, but...
Everyone always seems to, like, leave out Reach, too. Like...
Reach is an immaculate campaign, dude.
Yeah.
I've probably played Reach's campaign and 3's campaign more than any other one.
I think...
No, I've played fucking Halo 1 Legendary with all skulls on. God damn it, I hate it. I had to do it.
Did you play the Combat Evolved one?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
CE.
yeah.
Like, I played every single Halo game. Even Wars and, like, Spartan Assault and, like, all those little, like, stupid... Like, Wars isn't stupid. Wars is good. But, like, the stupid side games that, like...
Don't matter.
That don't really add anything to the story. Like... Yeah.
And let's just act...
Even Forza, just because they had the Warthog in it, I had to check it out.
Let's just act like the show never even happened.
Well, Season 2's happening, so...
Are you fucking serious? What?
Filming it right now.
Okay, why?
Now's their chance to fix it.
Now's
all I gotta say.
Now's the chance.
Now's the only chance to fix it.
Now's
Paramount. Now's your chance to... Right now. This is all you got.
Now's your chance to bring in Peter Jackson.
Who wanted to do it.
Right.
Oh, bro. Them and Amazon both got screwed because they didn't bring in Peter Jackson who wanted to do it.
Right. So is Peter Jackson, like, in Hollywood, is he, like, blacklisted or something, or what?
No, they just know that he's gonna come in there and be like, nope, this is what's gonna happen. You listen to me, I'll make you money.
Yeah.
They want to do things, they want to check their boxes off. They want to do all this stuff. Like, nobody ever wanted to see Master Chief's ass cheeks. Nobody.
Or human-sized
no one asked for that.
I
don't think anyone asked for that, or human-sized Cortana. I don't think anybody asked for that.
No.
Find me one place on the internet where someone asked for either of those things at the same time.
What
about if you've seen the last episode? Unfortunately, I have. The prophets are just sitting in the sky on their little chairs, and, like, Chief and his silver team are like, we gotta get the brutes. It's like, there's the leaders of the Covenant right there.
Right.
Just turn around. Bam!
Right.
Bam!
Right.
Bam! They don't have armor, they don't have shields. Just pop them.
Right.
A sniper rifle right there.
Now, in the game, Chief would have, like, jumped up there and, beat their ass.
Yo, if it's Halo Infinite, he's grappling hooking straight to him.
Nah, but, like, if that was like games Chief would have gone up there, beat him or beat them with his own hands, and then like
find a way to get to him. Yeah,
right.
But then like I just hate the way they're changing everything. Like why not just do Fall of Reach, Halo 1, Installation 04, Halo 2, Installation 05, Halo 3, The Ark. 4 seasons right there.
Right.
Change some things up a little bit. Maybe make the Fall of Reach like 2 seasons, or like have like one episode be about Noble Team and one about Chief, or like have all of it be about Chief. Like that'd be cool. Or then you could do another spin-off called like Fall of Reach Noble Team, or
right,
something like that. Like if they just followed the Halo, lore, and not made up their own thing, that they literally came out and said, I was hyped for the show, and then they go, it's not canon. And I went, I'm not watching it. Like,
if something...
As soon as you say that, I don't really...
There should be...
Because to me, I used to go with Halo EU, or not Halo, Star Wars EU. I didn't care if it was canon or not. Good stories. It's still fun.
Right.
But nowadays, when someone says it's not canon, to me that translates as we wanted to make our own story in this universe with the characters. They're not going to be like themselves. Nothing's going to be like the original thing that you know.
Right.
Because they've done it so many times that now I'm just turned off by it instantly when I hear that.
Right. And I feel like so I think that, and they're not going to do this, but there should be like a rule where like if there's like a game that has established lore, like say that you take Halo, right, or you take Sonic, or you
Elder Scrolls,
right, if you make something into a movie or show that already has established lore, it is your job to keep that said lore. Or if you want to change it, make it decent, make it good, make it true to what those characters are. No one wanted to see Master Chief's ass. No one asked for that. I wouldn't have liked it, but I would have been okay if it was just his helmet. If we only just saw his head.
I still didn't want to see his face, man.
No.
You know why? Because he is supposed to be
us.
You.
Yeah.
You, me, him. That's why they never show Chief's face. He's everyone. He's every single one of us.
Right.
That's the point, and I think there's something really special about that. I think that's cool. That's what the original creators decided on, and in the games they kept it that way.
Yeah.
They respected that. Now so many people are gonna be playing the game and seeing that dude's face instead of their own, or feeling like I am Chief. I mean, I don't know, but personally, I'm I won't be. I get the thing, but
yeah,
before you see his face, there's something special about that.
It's like how, have you ever played the Legend of Zelda games?
Me?
Yeah, you.
A little bit.
It's like how Link is kind of meant to be the protagonist too, because Link never ever talks. It's like he's kind of meant to be the player as well, in that sense. But it's like they took the Sonic movies and they just adapted the games and they made it good. Same with the Pikachu movie. It's not hard. It's been done. And
did you hear Netflix is making an Assassin's Creed show?
Yeah, and
after Cowboy Bebop, Resident Evil, now I'm just don't do this. If you're gonna do an Assassin's Creed show, just make it Desmond. Just make it the game. Just do it. Please.
Just make it Desmond.
Do not make your own story. Just follow 1, 2, 3. Go to end it with Black Flag. There,
right.
Go, boom.
Right.
Boom. And if it's that successful, go like Game of Thrones. Go 8, 9 seasons. Just go.
Well, they would also have to do Brotherhood and stuff like that. But
Well, you could condense a lot of that because there's so much running around and just
right. Yeah. Nah, but I think that Assassin's Creed, the movie, was the only video game movie that has worked. If you
I don't
watch...
know, a lot of people hate it. I kind of enjoyed it, but then again, I like Fassbender.
Yeah, but if you watch, like, Uncharted, I'm sorry, I didn't see Tom Holland as Nate.
I hear that shit being boring. I feel like Mark Wahlberg would have been a better Nate.
But, like, he was Sully, which is, like, the weird part to me.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Like, Tom Holland...
And I haven't even played those games, but that's very strange.
Right. Right, it's like...
I've watched people play those games, but I have not.
Sorry. So, for some reason, the app that we record on, it only allows us to do, like, an hour now. So, I had to start that up again for the people that only listen to audio on Anchor and also on Spotify. But I wanted to move on to something else. So, what do you think about gaming companies putting out high demand games only on next gen consoles? That's not fair, is it?
I think it depends. Because some of these games you just can't run on it. Some of the games I can run on, like, for instance, my Xbox Series X and my Xbox One, it works one way, but it doesn't work vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, yeah, Cyberpunk had a really crappy launch because, you know why? It can't run on the X. It can't run on the PlayStation 4. It just can't. It's too big of a game. It's too different of a game. It just doesn't work that way.
It works fine on PS5.
But on PS5 and on this, my Xbox here, it looks awesome. It plays great. Barely have any glitches. Every once in a while, yeah, but...
Yeah, but that's with all games.
Skyrim still has the best glitches, but...
That is true. Nah, but...
But, no, I agree. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's just the way the time's going.
Well, my whole issue is, even though I have a PS5 now, I am the man of the, people. And I hear people when they say, I wish that Batman Gotham Knights was not only on PS5. That,
Well, that's why I'm mad that... I mean, the game is basically shelved for now, but, the new Knights of the Old Republic remake is supposed to be PlayStation only.
Yeah.
And that means, like, I'm pretty sure they said not even on PC at launch, and I'm like, come on, man, like, it's Star Wars. You could do that with different IPs, like God of War, yeah, that's your IP.
Right.
But Star Wars is something that everybody from all these different consoles enjoys. Star Wars games have always been on all of them, so I don't see why.
And also Batman, Spider-Man, which,
Yeah, exactly.
I always thought that it was wrong that Spider-Man was only on PS4, because, like, I have friends, including Roland, who said, I wish that Spider-Man was on, the other consoles because I would have loved because...
I've played it. I mean, I have played it at my cousin's house and whatnot, but...
But, like, they wish that, like, it was on the other consoles. Like, they finally put it on to PC maybe, like, a month and a half ago. And, like, that, and people love it. And so, I don't think that they have... Okay, they have the right, but it's not fair. Like, if it's, like, God of War, or if it's, like, Infamous, or if it's, like, Halo, fine. But, like, Spider-Man, Batman, Star Wars. Those three should never be exclusive to one console.
I'd even argue Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings as well.
Yeah. Like, the new Harry Potter game's only going to be on PS5.
I know, and I'm pretty annoyed about that, because I would have played the hell out of it.
Right. And so...
I read all those books, man.
And same. Now, did you read The Cursed Child?
No.
Because J.K. Rowling said that shit's canon.
Good for her. It's not my canon.
I
don't need to read that. What does that have to do with anything?
You know what happened in it, right?
Kind of, sort of.
Basically, Voldemort and Bellatrix got busy. Voldemort had a daughter, and Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter's sons get tricked by her to go back in time to stop Voldemort from killing Harry so that he never loses his power, and so then in the future Harry and all them don't kill Voldemort. And also they turned Cedric Diggory into a Death Eater in that book.
A Death Eater?
Mm-hmm. Because
He's dead.
They went back in time to the Triwizard tournament.
Is she making like another book now?
So it's rumored that she's going to try to rectify this book by writing by her writing like a 9th book, which I personally don't want. But so
is Harry even in this at all?
Yes.
It's just his kids.
No. He is so he is there. But so you know how Cedric turns into a Death Eater? They stop him from winning the Triwizard tournament, and he joins up with Voldemort because of it. Yeah. Yep.
He wouldn't do that.
Nope. Mm-mm. And
Cedric wouldn't do that.
Nope. But they turned him into a full-blown Death Eater. He was actually the head Death Eater. And
that's Lucius Malfoy.
Well, not in the new canon that they had made, but then they went back in time. They fixed everything, and Harry killed Voldemort a second time, and also killed his daughter, which should have never ever been a thing. But
Voldemort got busy with Bellatrix,
and she was pregnant during the first half of Deathly Hallows. And then she had the baby right before the Battle of Hogwarts.
She didn't look pregnant whatsoever.
She wasn't, dude. It was...
And then she died, so who took care of her baby?
Cedric's dad. Her name is Delphi Diggory. That's her name.
Why would Cedric's dad be involved whatsoever? Why would he want his son to be a Death Eater?
No. So, I think I should... So, he didn't know that was happening. There's the end of the Deathly Hallows timeline. In that...
So how does this girl know that she needs to go back in time? And
they never said.
She just is born, and then like years later is like...
She got her hands on like a time turner.
But how did she know? Like, who told her that her father and mother were those people?
They never said.
So she just automatically knows.
Yes. And J.K. Rowling helped write it and said that this story's canon. She said that this story's canon, which ruins everything. And so, yeah. And
I don't know how I feel about all that. It's a lot to take in.
Well, you want to know something? I actually read it, and I read the whole thing. It sucks because
I actually read it. Yeah, I read the whole thing. It sucks.
So you know how Harry would always say Hogwarts was his home? In this book, he said that Hogwarts was never his home. He said that. And he said that, McGonagall never ever, treated him right.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She literally saved his life in Deathly Hallows from Snape.
Right.
She jumped in to try and help.
Right.
She didn't, save his life, but she jumped in to, be like, nope, you ain't touching Harry, bro.
Right.
She wasn't like that. She was nice in the books, too, eventually. After, the first or second book, when,
she was always hard on him, but,
That's a good... She literally brought him to the Dursleys' house with
Hagrid.
With Hagrid and, I'm gonna say Palpatine. And Dumbledore.
My man Dumbledore. Yeah. Nah, but, and then they turned Ron into, a joke character, so they gave him, Fred and George's arc. The only thing in that book that I would, accept as being canon is Hermione being, like, the minister.
She's the Minister of Magic?
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
How?
They voted for her.
She just...
Yeah.
Not that she shouldn't be, but just, like, that does not... I just don't... Never saw her as, like, being the type of person that would want to be the Minister of Magic.
And in the play, she's black.
Yeah, I know.
So now, J.K. Rowling has said that she was black the whole time.
Even though they talk about her pale skin in the books multiple times.
Yep. Yeah. So...
But then she came out and said again that she's not black. I swear to God.
J.K. Rowling...
She's back and forth with this thing.
J.K. Rowling doesn't know what she wants.
Yeah, she's trying to please everybody. You can't do that. Just keep your mouth shut. Make your book. Keep your mouth shut on the internet.
Well, it's kind of like what Roland and I have said in the past. There are black people that love Harry Potter. There are trans people that love it. Like, you don't have to try to like appeal to like other like. You don't have to try to pander because like, it's like Roland said in a couple of like episodes. When he went to, there was this black captain, there was this, like, black guy who was dressed in this, Captain America costume. And he said that I love the Steve Rogers character. That he didn't want that to, like, change. And so...
Yeah, he was mad about Falcon.
Right.
He was mad that Falcon became Captain America and not Bucky. And he's like, I know it happened in one of the comics, but he's like, I don't see a reason why they have to, like, he's like, anybody can be this character.
Yeah.
Which I was like, yeah, like, because I literally was like, yo, dope outfit,
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, anybody could be this character, like, I don't want to, figure out, like, but it doesn't mean that you should change the original...
That's my point.
Character themselves. Like, people are upset about the way that Elrond in Rings of Power doesn't look like Elrond. Galadriel doesn't act like Galadriel. I know we've talked about that before. But I don't really blame them. I kind of feel the same way, especially about Rings of Power.
Rings of Prime.
Rings of Prime. Rangs of Prime.
Amazon needs to just...
Galadriel.
Amazon just needs to back off, bro. Like... They have no business making, like, The Lord of the Rings.
I don't even...
Tolkien is, like, trying to come back to life right now. Like, he's like,
Bro, he's spinning like a turbine in his grave right now. He's going like... like...
There's that phrase that people are like, rolling over, oh no. G's like, spinning. Like, he's like... He's gonna haunt Jeff Bezos for like the rest of his life. And all the showrunners. On his freaking, deathbed, bro, Jeff Bezos is just like, going to be dying. The ghost of Tolkien's going to send him right to hell. And it's like gonna be like, and it's just gonna be like the funniest thing ever. No. But, nah, like, I don't get why these, like, corporations think that it's, like, okay to ruin stuff that we've loved for so long.
Because they have to check their boxes so they don't get canceled.
I know, but, like...
Twitter's getting bought by Elon Musk and so many people are, like, mad about it. I think it's funny. Who cares? Like,
I'm not really a fan of him, but, like...
Me neither, but I'm like, who cares? Doesn't matter.
Right.
But the fact that people are all up in arms over it, I'm like...
Who cares? Like...
a lot of your regular old Twitter people that just like to, bitch about everything.
You mean the cesspool?
The hive of scum and villainy that is Twitter. Yes.
Twitter is literally like Mos Eisley.
Exactly like Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
If not, like, worse than Mos Eisley. Because at least you can, have some fun in Mos Eisley.
but, see, the thing is, though, Disney and Amazon and, Paramount, they're listening to the people on Twitter that are constantly bitching.
Yeah, they're not listening to us. That's why Gina Carano is not in Mando, and this season's not going to be the same.
Right.
I don't care what an actor or actress says. You don't... Like, as long as it's not something overtly terrible. they should still be allowed to just, at least for story's sake, for the fans' sake, who cares? His characters are different than a person than an actor. Christian Bale is very known as being a dickhead on set.
Yeah, but that's
Pardon
just...
my French.
Well, because... That's just because he's so dedicated, though. Like, he cares, like, so much about, like, any role that he is, like, in, that he just goes, like, so far with it. But should, Christian Bale be canceled because he cares? No.
Bro, I mean, Mark Hamill...
Yeah.
He has said some very strange things on the internet. And
I followed his Instagram.
He's very political.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that don't like what he has to say, but does that change the fact that he's still in Star Wars? No.
I mean, I happen to agree with Mark Hamill more than I would, like, disagree with him. But, like, even if I didn't, I still wouldn't say, like, yeah, he shouldn't be in this.
He says some very foolish things sometimes. I'm like, come on, Mark, you're not painting yourself in a very good light.
That's true.
Like, some things sometimes, like, yeah, I agree with some of the stuff he says. I very much disagree with others. And then some I'm like, you just should have kept your mouth shut on this one, buddy.
But he should still be allowed to be in Star Wars, though. Like...
Yeah. I mean...
It's like how...
As long as you're not saying anything inadvertently, like, racist, or, like...
What James Gunn said was, like, messed up. But he should still be allowed to, direct the third Guardians.
Yeah.
Like, just like we're holding the wrong people accountable, and we're actually, it's funny because we're gonna be doing something along the lines of that next week. But like, y'all want to cancel actors, but what about like the politicians who do these like really heinous things, and no one says anything about that? But like,
there's a lot of them.
But, like, y'all want to cancel actors? Why? Like...
They're adult pretenders. They get paid to be adult pretenders. Like, their political views at the end of the... Like, sorry, they're great. Like, a lot of them are good people, a lot of them are bad people, but at the end of the day, they're getting paid to be adult pretenders. That's what you're getting paid to do. And you have a script. You're only as good as your script. You could be better than that because of your, skill.
Mm-hmm.
But... your lines are only going to be as good as your lines are, you know what I mean? And what you're being told to do.
Right.
I would say this for some of the House of the Dragon people. As much as I love this show, which I do, I'm like, infatuated with it right now. Tell your showrunners to keep their mouths shut. Just tell them to shut up. Because some of the things they're saying are like... Well, like, this is like a political allegory for like and it's like, no, I don't. Just tell me how you made the show.
It's like how
tell me, don't bring your politics into it. That's gonna piss people off. If you want to keep it going, well, I don't care personally, but I'm like, some people are instantly gonna be turned off by that, and it's not gonna help you in the long run.
Remember, Eminem's Revival album?
Yes.
Yeah.
I forget that one.
Yeah, that's kind of like what you're.
The same thing. I'm like, just don't get involved, man, unless you're ready for it.
And then he lost like half of his fan base.
Yeah.
Which is like.
And everybody was used to him already talking about political figures and stuff like that. People were fine with it, but then.
But he went like really far though. Like.
Yeah, he literally said like if you voted for Trump, you get like...
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. But, and, y'all, I mean, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but, I don't personally like Trump all that much, but, like, some of the stuff that, like, M said, I was like, dude, like, I've had you back through, like, literally everything. Like... That, Columbine line on fucking, Rap God, like, bro, he shouldn't have said that, but he still said it. But, like, when he said he wanted to kill people that voted for Trump, I was like, nah, bro. Like, nah. Like, that's not it. Like, people are free to vote for who they want to, vote for. They're free to like who
it's America, man.
Right. But... Like, the thing, the thing is, though, is that I don't go to music for politics. I don't go to shows for, politics. I don't go to movies.
You know what? I have to just interject one thing. Anime doesn't do that either.
Nope. But my point is that we're supposed to watch this stuff in order to be able to, like, escape from our, like, real lives.
Exactly.
And so I don't want what's happening in the real world to leak into the stuff that I like.
Yeah, because I'm trying to escape from the stuff that's in the real world by watching the things that I like.
Right. It's like, I don't want, like, and it's not even, like, a bad thing, but, like, the new, like, Batman comics, like, I don't want him to have to tackle a deadly virus. I just lived through that shit for 2.5 years. I don't want Batman to have to deal with, like, a deadly virus. It's like, I personally come to this stuff in order to get away from, like, my real life. And then there are certain shows that just are out here trying to make, like, a, political statement. Like, I happen to agree with some of, like, what they're saying, but I don't think that, like, me personally, I don't want my shows to have like, politics in them. I just want to sit there and vibe and just watch some freaking stuff, which is why I respect the hell out of a whole lot of the animes, because they don't get super, like, political with things. If they, like, ever do, it's just, like, a passing reference, and then it's just gone.
Exactly.
Like, they've showed, like,
I mean, unless you're watching, like, a political anime.
Right.
Like,
but
there's anime that are... there's an anime for everybody.
Right.
That's completely true.
Right. But, like, my thing is, they've showed, like, political corruption. Like, they've shown, like, Donzo, but...
Yeah.
But, like, it...
They've shown a lot more than that. Some
right.
of the ones that I've seen, man, like...
Right.
There's some crazy allegories sometimes to real-world events and things like that, but...
It's not, like,
watching it
excessive, though.
Like, Full Metal Alchemist. Anybody who's watched Full Metal Alchemist, you know what I'm talking about. When it comes to political corruption. Like...
Mm-hmm.
You need to watch that. That's a whole different story.
I have to watch that. It sounds like it's really good.
It's one of the best. Watch Brotherhood. It's... Because Full Metal Alchemist came out in, like, 90s.
Did it?
Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. 90s? Early 2000s?
By the way, y'all better blow this video up.
And then, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is just a remastered version of the same story.
Oh.
It's just better graphics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
But, like, Full Metal Alchemist, stuff in, this old anime from the 80s called Star Blazers, which they remastered, which is really good. Now it's called Space Battleship Yamato. Same exact story. Really damn good. Even the old Ghibli movies, like, there's some political corruption in some of them for sure. Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind, for instance. Princess Mononoke. Like, there's a lot of anime that do that. Bleach even. But definitely Tokyo Ghoul.
For sure.
But, and Black Clover. Like, dude, there's so many
that
do it. But they do it in a way that you're, like, not thinking to yourself, they're talking about the United States government, or they're talking about what, like, you're watching all these anime and they're a very big escape from certain things, because most of the time, even if they're slice of life, they're nothing like what's really going on right now.
Well, that's why I kind of respect the Lord of, like, the Rings a lot too, because, like,
there's political corruption in Lord of the Rings as well.
Right, but, like,
that's timeless corruption, just like Star Wars.
And it's also, like, what we said in a, previous podcast. J.R.R. Tolkien did not like industrialism. Like, he wasn't really a huge fan of it. So, he was trying to...
He was a massive... Like, he hated it. He absolutely hated it.
And so, I feel like when he wrote The Lord of the Rings and when he wrote, like, The Hobbit, he was trying to, like, talk about political stuff without saying it. Like,
well, the orcs are a complete... they are the industrialism.
Mm-hmm.
They're what's coming in to, like, take everything out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why when you see the orcs and Saruman, and they've got all these machines going, and, like, things moving where, you know, the rest of Middle-earth doesn't. And they're running just fine.
Right.
You know, and that's... Tolkien had a good point there. I mean, he was in World War One.
Yeah.
And obviously, he lost everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
So...
But he was trying... I feel like he was probably trying to warn us about, like...
In a way. Definitely in a way.
About things that were, like, going to come. And, like, you can kind of interpret the orcs to be, like, any sort of thing, like... You know,
yeah, they're up to their interpretation about what they really are, like a
I personally think of them as like
metaphor for.
Well, I see them in my own life as kind of like, you know, climate change, like they're like, it's kind of like, you know, the manifestation of all that humans have done to you know destroy the planet. Like, that's like my whole thing about it.
In a way, yeah. I agree with that.
But he was probably talking about industrialization, but...
Well, that destroys the planet, which leads to climate change.
Right. So, but it can lead to anything, but like...
Not that industrialization is terrible. It's
no.
just he happened to dislike it very much, and you got to keep in mind, these were written in the 20s, 30s.
Yeah. And so, but like, the thing is, though...
40s, actually. Is
that, like, if you're going to make a political story, make it subtle. Like...
Game of Thrones does it.
Right. Don't overforce it.
Yeah,
like...
Game of Thrones does it, Harry Potter does it.
Yeah.
There's political intrigue in both of those. Now, obviously, Game of Thrones is entirely political intrigue for the most part.
Right.
But it does it in a way where, yeah, you can, like, have a little bit of allegory to the real world, but at the same time, you're, like, completely... You're not brought out of it. You are brought out of it. Like, you're not thinking about the real world. You're completely engrossed in what you're reading at that time.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of, like, the Harry Potter stuff, I see, like, the Ministry kind of as, like, our country. Kind of. Like how, you know, corrupt and backwards that whole, like, government is.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like she was trying to make a statement on that. That's just me. But, like, if you're gonna make it's kind of like, you know, what I said, like, if you're gonna make a political story, make it subtle.
Right.
Like, don't force it down people's throats, because then they won't be open to it. And
exactly.
It's like, but, yeah, and I mean, just, like, going off of that, I feel like something... this is, like, way off topic, but it's not, like, way off topic, but it's still in, like, the sphere of things. It's talking about crazy people. How often are you on Instagram?
Not very often.
Do you follow Kanye?
No.
He's going crazy again. You saw what happened, right? So...
I'm on Instagram only to check the edit page, pretty much.
Go follow his page. He makes some fire stuff on there.
Yeah, hit up Rolo_films. I'm sure some of you are already, you know, checking it out, but yeah, I just make... I'll put
the link to it.
Make music videos for bands and stuff like that, and check things out, and do a lot of anime edits and rap edits, and if, you know, anybody's got any music, I'll do one for you.
But so, Kanye has been going crazy. Kanye is like, he posted a picture with Candace Owens of him wearing a White Lives Matter shirt.
It's interesting.
And so he's going, like, crazy.
Is he getting a lot of shit for that?
Believe it or not, it's actually rather, like, divided. Like, there are people that are, like, on his side. It's funny. The white people are not on his side. The black people are on his side. Which is actually, like, kind of funny.
I can see both sides.
Right. Well, but so like the thing is, he's going.
I can see why that would be controversial, and I could see why that would be like, I agree.
Well, the thing is that he is like obsessed with like Kim Kardashian, and he's like talking about how like, you know, Drake like slept with her, and like how, you know, Drake's not like a, you know, real friend, and that like when him and Drake got like cool, Kanye was just using Drake to try to get Drake's fans to, you know, listen to him again. And like, you know, Kanye's calling out all of these people, and he, you know, claims to be like a, you know, he claims to be a fighter for freedom, and he claims to be a fighter for all these things. But the funny thing about Kanye is that he claims to be like a warrior for like, you know, freedom of speech and shit like that. But then if anybody online gives his shoes a bad, you know, review,
Yeah, bad rep.
it instantly gets taken down. I just find that to be really funny. And the scary thing about Kanye is,
It's like Amazon with the reviews, man.
bro, that's actually something that I wanted to like talk about too.
Is your review even up?
They took mine down.
Did they ever put it back up?
If you give the rangs of Prime less than like a 3, they don't post your.
No, less than a 5. It was like the highest one I saw was the lowest one that I saw was 6s.
Really?
Yeah.
I was generous. I gave it like a 3.5, and it said that it was posted. I logged on to see it on a, you know, another, you know, thing. It was gone. They don't save it.
And so many other people have reported it, and then Amazon actually came out and said, yeah, we're restricting reviews for 72 hours. Yet there was all these reviews that were higher than 6. And then on top of that, instead of 72 hours, it was 2 weeks.
And now it's been like a month.
And the reviews still aren't being posted.
No.
So they want people to... They know the show's not good. And I'm sorry, I hope whoever's listening, if you like it, I hope you like it. It's just Lord of the Rings fans don't really like it. I mean, in my opinion, like I said, everybody can have their own opinion. And I'd be happy if you liked it. But in my opinion, it's not even a good show if it was just regular fantasy. If it wasn't Lord of the Rings, I still don't think it would be that good of a show for how much money they put into it.
It's like, you know, okayly acted, but it doesn't look all that good.
I think there's some actors that are good, but I think most of them just, they were given, it's the script they're given, and Morford Clark as Galadriel was just such a bad casting.
Agree.
It was bad.
Yeah. This show should not have been made.
Excuse me.
It
just, if it was made, they should have just stuck to it the way they were supposed to.
What did they change?
Everything, basically. Like,
I know that
Galadriel never went to Numenor.
I know that they changed, like, the, like, you know, elves up and all that stuff. Like,
No, Galadriel never went to Numenor. Ever. She was never a warrior. Ever.
I know
There was
that.
never
yeah.
a wizard there. Ever. Which I'm assuming that's what the stranger is. Basically, everything that's happened in this show so far never happened. Never happened. The only thing that is Lord of the Rings about this show
Is the title.
is the title and the names. And that's it.
Well,
Everything else didn't happen. They gave a backstory to a mountain. They gave a backstory to Mount Doom. Bro, it's a volcano. What backstory do you need? It's just a volcano. They exist.
it's a fucking mountain.
It's just there. So what? It erupted. Yeah, they do that sometimes. They do that sometimes. Doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. And then this pyroclastic cloud is flying at all the characters, and they're just like, you'd be incinerated. It's like a nuke. You'd be just gone. Nothing. Dead. No, I'm going to stand here and look at it. I'm not even going to attempt to run from this cloud. I guarantee you next episode, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They're all going to get up. Everyone's going to be fine. It's just...
And I don't like what they did with Sauron either.
You mean Halberd? I mean, sorry, Sauron? Yeah. Like...
The villain...
He saves Elendil's life just so he could kill him in 100 years? Like...
The villain of, like, the whole series is, like...
They made him look like Aragorn, too.
Yeah.
It's very obvious. They're trying to make it look like, oh, is it Adar? Is he Sauron? Is this guy Sauron? Is it the wizard? No, it's obvious. The guy who wants to sit in Numenor and learn how to forge really good, so he can go back and be like.
It's obvious. You're not fooling us, Amazon.
It's very obvious that it's Halbrand.
Yeah.
Sorry. Spoilers for anyone who liked the show. My bad. Like,
it's kind of obvious, though.
It's like... Even Adar's like... like in the newest episode, it's like, yeah, you know it's him. Like... And people are trying to ship him and Galadriel. Hashtag Saralandriel. Stupid.
Nah, but like...
Stupid.
So, Ron and I have, like, talked about this. If you've never seen something, why are you on it? Like, the person who wrote Kenobi never saw The Revenge of the Sith.
We never saw the prequels at all.
The people who wrote the Halo show never played the Halo games or read, any of the books. The people who are in charge of the ranks of Prime, they never saw the Lord of the Rings movies. They never read any of the books. So why are you in charge of this?
So the other thing I have to say about that is, I don't know if anybody saw this video, but when they were ramping up the press for Ranks of Prime, they were like, we brought in like the biggest Lord of the Rings influencer fans from TikTok and things like that, and did like a whole interview with them. None of them have watched it. No, like, confirmed. When the show came out, the one girl was literally on a live stream, and somebody was like, so how's Rings of Power? She's like, oh, I haven't really watched it, like, I'm kind of just waiting for it all to come out, and then, I'm loving House of the Dragon, though. It's really good.
She's not going to watch it.
I'm like, you're not even going to watch it. Amazon paid you money, and they were like, yo, sit here, act like you're a huge Lord of the Rings fan because you watched the movies one time before. We made you watch them right before this interview. And then tell us you're going to watch the show. That's it. It's very obvious that she didn't actually watch the show. She's not going to watch the show. Like, yet they made these videos.
Yeah, where they were, like, basically trying to, like, gaslight us.
Into being like, everyone's going to love it. It's going to look great. No,
right.
It's because they knew what they had there.
Well, that was why the fans of The Last Airbender were not going to allow them to, make these new shows live action. So they're bringing back the old team that, worked on the show to make, like, new content. Because we saw what happened with The Last Airbender movie. And no one wants that to happen again.
It's gonna happen again, man. I saw leaks about the new Avatar show.
You mean even the new, like, animated one?
They're still making the live action one.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're just getting an animated one.
I'm not gonna watch the live action one.
And goes to school.
What?
Yeah, and Zuko's a bully.
What?
I'm not even lying.
That sounds like an obscure
I'm not even lying. Also, Aang wants to impress his parents. Aang never had parents.
Isn't Aang a monk?
I don't know anymore. It's what I read on an official...
Didn't he literally say, the monks named me Aang?
It's what I read.
Didn't he literally He didn't have parents.
I mean, he obviously has biological parents, but he doesn't know who they are.
They were never important to the show.
Apparently.
I don't get this. Why do they ruin everything that we love?
Apparently there's like a school tournament or something, and him and Zuko get in a rivalry.
What?
And Zuko's from like a different school. I don't know, man. All I know is I read the synopsis that I found, and I hope they change the entire thing. It sounds horrible already.
That sounds like butt cheeks.
It sounds worse than that.
It sounds like if you put on like
horse shit to me.
It sounds like
a lot of hoopla to me.
It sounds like a lot of hoopla. Nah, but like it sounds like if you like if the only song that you could listen to for the whole rest of your life was like WAP. That is how that sounds.
The rest of my life wouldn't be that long if I could listen to it was WAP. I'd find a way out of that one real quick. I'd get tired of that shit in like in 2 hours. I'd be like, nope, I'm dead. Will I constantly hear it? Then yeah. It would drive me insane.
Nah. But like the thing is, they have to ruin everything that we like love, right?
They can't just faithfully adapt it. That's why right now people are loving House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
So far, I mean, House of the Dragon isn't in the novel. It's a unreliable narrators talking about history. So there is a lot of room for them to change things around that don't affect the storyline in a whole.
Right.
But they fill in things that, like, you know, well, this person wasn't in the room at the time, so they assume this is what happened in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the book, whereas in here, they can actually show what was going on in the room at said time.
Exactly.
And it's very faithfully adapted at the moment.
Right.
So, personally, I just feel like that's the way to do it, man. Like, but Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings is like you just can't keep going back to. I mean, you have to keep going back to that. Like, no matter what, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, faithful adaptation. Yeah, some things were changed up, but in movie form, it was better.
Which is why I would have had faith if they had let him do the Halo show, like, because he said that he was a fan of the books and that he played all of the games, so he would have done them right, like, yeah. And he probably would have he probably would have even done like Reach too, which
yeah, he probably would have made it like the new. Dude, it could literally be Halo 1, 2, and 3, and then just like you did with The Hobbit, make Reach into a trilogy, and just
right.
Instead of like how The Hobbit was a trilogy, make Reach like a trilogy between like you see Chief and Noble Team,
and then you can kind of just look over 4 and 5 and just kind of not put that in there, but
4's alright, but like
no, not 5. I guarantee though that
it's like book.
If he like tried to adapt 5, he would have changed things up. But like
we would have seen a lot more of Chief. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but my point is though, Peter Jackson would have been faithful to the actual source.
Exactly.
Like if something has already been done, then shouldn't you just stick with what's been done already and not try to change it? Like why is Aang going to school? Why does he have parents? Now, okay, Aang did go to school.
But it was Airbender.
But
you're talking about in Fire Nation.
Yes, yeah, but it was for like.
It was one episode.
Yeah, and like, he just was after like information or something, and.
Yeah.
And so what are they going to base the whole show off of that?
I doubt it. It's going to start with him going to school. He probably doesn't even know he's the Avatar yet. And somehow Zuko... Are they going to skip the whole 100 years? I have no idea. I
just don't... I don't get this.
It doesn't make any sense.
So, there's like... I don't know about you, but like... Besides like House of the Dragon, everything that we love is kind of just like... Like, it's all just kind of...
Except for House of the Dragon and anime.
Yeah. Well, actually, I lost Naruto, and I lost Dragon Ball. So...
Oh, because you're talking about Boruto.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I just don't watch Boruto. I watched like the movie with I watched like up to where the English dub is, and then I stopped watching it.
well, I'm not going to.
That's not really Naruto for me is still intact. It's just Boruto is not as intact.
So here's my thing with that. Boruto, they're still in the Tsukiyomi. That's how I'm able to cope with it. That's how I'm able to cope. Is that they're still inside of the Tsukiyomi. Did you see the leak? They're gonna find a way to bring Madara back.
Yeah, I heard about that a while ago.
Yeah, like they want Madara to face like Boruto, which I don't want, but hey.
I feel like because like the way Madara dies, he like realizes like on some Vader type shit. Like he realizes like when remember when he's like fading away, he's like a good guy kind of. Like he's not. He's like I was like wrong or whatever.
Right.
So he shouldn't come back as a villain.
But that's what they're gonna do.
But he should come back as somebody who can fight a villain, like
right?
A crazy ass villain, like
right.
Have Madara come back versus somebody.
Like
that would be cool.
Whatever that new group's name is, just have him like murk them all.
What with like Delta?
Stuff
like that.
Yeah.
It starts with a K.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but like no, the leak is rolling is that he's gonna come back and it's going to be revealed that the whole time, the fifth great Shinobi War was all going to be orchestrated by him. Just like the fourth one was. It's going to be the same.
So there's going to be a fifth one?
Apparently, yeah. And that's when, Kakashi's going to get, like, the double, like, Rinnegan and all that shit. Like, it's going to be cool. It's just that I don't, like... Wasn't the fourth war meant to end all wars?
So who would it be against?
I don't know. That's the whole thing. They have to, like, establish that. Apparently, Kawaki, or, however you say his name.
Kawaki.
Yeah. Him killing Naruto sparks war. That's going to be the whole conflict.
I don't think he's going to kill Naruto.
No. But... Remember the opening shot of the very...
I remember.
Yeah. And how,
Yeah, but who's the bad guy there? Is it Naruto, or is it Boruto, or is it Kawaki? That's the question.
I mean...
Because Boruto has Momoshiki inside him.
True. But,
So who's the real... Like, we don't know.
No.
Because when Kawaki says, I'm going to send you the same place that I sent the 7th Hokage... That could mean a lot of different things.
That's true.
That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to kill you.
That's true. He could just send him back to his house.
No, I'm saying he could send him to like a dimension like Sasuke can do and stuff. We don't know if he's got Rinnegan or not.
I don't... That's just like one more thing before we start to like wrap up here. I don't like time travel all that much, so...
Me neither.
When you... Like, it's fine if it's like done right, but like... When it's used as like, a crux, it's like... How, Indiana Jones is now going to be doing, like, time travel. Like, why?
Yeah, I don't. No.
So, is this going to be the final movie? Is it?
I hope so. I think so, yeah. Pretty sure this is their last one.
It got pushed back because Harrison Ford broke his leg, right?
Harrison Ford always breaks his leg on every set. It's not even a joke. Like, he literally does. He's broken his leg so many times.
Well... Roland told me that he found out that they're going to be doing time travel in this movie, and
supposedly. And
since when was Indiana Jones ever like about time travel?
Since
since like 2022.
Since now, yeah.
I
mean, I guess technically you could say like the knight in the Last Crusade, who's been alive since the Holy Grail was like put there, like. It's not really time travel, that's just like time warp.
Right. I don't consider time warping to be like time travel.
Yeah, that's just just a room lost in time where he can't ever die.
Right. Yeah. That's not time travel. No, like, time travel is like when you go from, like, one time to another time. Like,
yeah.
Indiana Jones has no room for that. At least that's my personal point of view.
Agreed.
But, so, I just want to say, thank you guys for, we have, like, I looked at the analytics, we have about 25 to 30 people that actually, like, listen to our podcast.
That's cool.
I want to thank y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
Because we're just nerdy friends who just like to talk about this, kind of thing.
Right.
And so we just talk about stuff that we like love, and we never thought that, like, we would get this far. And so, that's just love. And so I personally want to thank you guys because I'm at 95 subs, and I never thought I would ever get there. Like, at this time last year, I was at 42 subs. Now I'm at 95. I'm close to 100.
We'll get over that.
Yeah. And I just want to thank y'all because...
I'll deploy the garrisons from Rolo Films and see if we can get some more people over here.
Nah, but, like, I could... We can't do this without you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So... You guys do all of the work. We're just here shooting shit. Like, we're just here talking. Y'all do all of the work. It's y'all who watch the videos, like, comment.
Yep.
Even if you dislike it, you're here. Like,
yeah, if you didn't like it, I thank you for watching this long.
Right. And I mean, like, these will be my longer videos, but, like, I want this podcast to be accessible to everyone, and we want anyone who feels like watching to watch. And once Roland gets his, PC, this will probably be like
the setup will look a little bit different soon.
Well, but
is our rinky-dink little setup at the moment.
This will also be the new norm where we'll be talking like this. Like, we'll still be on Anchor, but like, and because Anchor posts directly to Spotify, but I want to see if I can get this onto like SoundCloud too.
Right.
Just so that everyone has a chance to listen to it. But so I just want to say, like, I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful, and I love every one of you guys, and so thank you for everything that y'all have done, and it's only up from here. So.
Yeah, thank you guys. We can't do this without you. So
no, and we are very, very grateful.
Yeah, we appreciate you a lot.
And we're gonna be pumping out episodes. We have a couple of great guests coming up, so
yeah, it'll be interesting.
So that should be fun. And I want to warn you guys that that hopefully next week we'll be getting kind of political.
I won't be.
Well, I will be. We're going to be having on a guest, and then our friend Alex will also be hopping on, a fellow nerd, who wants to talk about a plethora of things.
Yeah, man, we got Bleach coming out on Monday.
Yes, sir.
Chainsaw Man on Tuesday. House of the Dragon on Sunday. Andor on Wednesday. That's 4 shows in a row, man.
Right. And also, what time is it? 5:38. The new Mario trailer dropped at 5.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, we're going to get to see... We will react next week to Chris Pratt's Mario, which I don't know how that's even a thing.
Yeah,
but
it's still weird.
But, so, yeah, but thank y'all for, watching. Just thank you for tuning in and, chilling with us. And,
thank you guys.
Hopefully y'all get something out of this, a laugh, or, we welcome everyone here. Right. So,
just put your thoughts down in the comments below, for sure.
Like, comment,
or... if you want to. If you...
Like, you can even dislike.
Don't if you don't. Like...
Right.
Like I said, if you don't like it, I thank you for listening to this long.
Exactly. And we thank you, and that's all that we got for right now, but we'll be back next week. So without
We
any...
will talk to you later.
Next time, y'all. Deuces.